north side of Milwaukee, Gwinnett County, Georgia. What's going on? I'm also representing for my home state where I was born, Michael Jordan shirt. You see what it is. Born in Greensboro, North Carolina. My family's from a little small area called Bertie County, the 252 area code. But man, get a real close up look at that, man. I guess that's proving to y'all that I'm old as dirt. I just couldn't sell my tapes, man. But that is Will Smith and Jeff Towns, aka DJ Jazzy Jeff. I got to shout out the homie Big JG, aka G Sound Productions. Um, EPMD was the first tape. Strictly Business was the first album, rap album that I ever bought. But this, as a young kid, was the first tape or album that was recommended to me. When I was in the sixth grade, my homie said that, "Hey, John, this is the best tape I've ever heard. It's called Rock the House." And they be beatboxing and scratching. And for me and my homie JG, my cousin Big Mo, my homie Dre Love, for a lot of us, Will Smith represents something that a lot of inner city cats do not like to admit. A lot of inner city cats do not like to admit that they didn't sell drugs, that they wasn't shooting at people when they was growing up. A lot of us was playing basketball, playing football, getting girls' phone numbers, ribbing, getting whoopings. Not all of us were street thugs. You know, like the music industry, 50 Cent, a lot of them would have you believe that every black man that's in his 40s, early 40s to mid 40s to late 30s, that all of us sold dope and all of us was busting guns. And it's not the truth. And I'm strong enough in my manhood and me being a powerful black man to be able to tell you that's not what defines me as a man. That's not what defines my race. And we clown Will Smith. We call Will Smith corny. But the reality is, Will Smith does not come from the suburbs. There's three areas of Philadelphia, and all three areas are rough. The north side of Philly, the south side of Philly, and the west side of Philly. Will Smith is really from that area. But similar to myself, he was very smart in school, and he didn't move in a way that a lot of the people from West Philly moved, and he got accepted to MIT. I wasn't that smart, you know what I'm saying? But I had a shoebox full of college letters, and as much as I thought I was a good basketball player, as much as I love football and thought I was a good running back, them letters wasn't for sports. Schools wanted me for this, and I chose a black college. But I apologize for making this so long for the intro, but it's a salute to Will Smith that he represents black men that didn't go the street route, that still come from the inner city, that made something of themselves and still look back and give back to his people. Just the very fact that this series was created because some young brother was creative enough to say, what if they made a serious version of Fresh Prince and made a fan made trailer for Bel Air? And Will Smith loved it. And then he used his power and influence to get an actual show made. So this young brother that's portraying him as Fresh Prince, this could be the start of his acting he could have a job for the rest of his life. So, okay, enough of that other praise. Y'all saw the pictures of the new people. I got notes. We not doing the iPhone. We not doing the Android. I got my notes here. Let's get into it. I done talked y'all ear off, and I done waxed poetic about how dope Will Smith is for long enough. Let's get into it. Episode 1. And I'm going to go by order of appearance of who shows. Will Smith wakes up. Dun, 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 even though what we do is wrong. He wakes up to Freeway. And, there is probably not a more Philadelphia song. It don't even matter that it's a hood song. There is no more Philadelphia song on planet Earth than What We Do, featuring Freeway, Jay Z, and Benny Siegel. Um, I kind of picked up right away that during his high school varsity game that he was kind of unsportsmanlike, and that kind of worried me because it's like if you're not humble, not being humble is gonna come back to you in some type of way. And shout out to them because the school colors for West Philly High were maroon and white. You know who else had the high school colors of maroon and white? Lower Marion High School. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. So I think that was like a nod to Kobe. Um, then they gave us a little Easter egg that Freeway was the head coach. I guess Freeway couldn't act worth a damn because he says, "Hey, Will, you get the game ball." It's like they didn't give him much to say other than that. Free beer sticking out. So that was kind of cool. It was also very authentic. Um, Shout out to my young cousin, Ribby Jr. He just graduated from VCU, which is Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond, Virginia. And ironically, that's the school that I guess he has accepted a scholarship to, or the number one school that he wants to go to. And his teammates started telling him, once you get down to VCU, don't forget this. And they did the intro song that's so popular in the clubs by Meek Mill from the Dreams and Nightmares album. Um, Once again, with the cockiness, I can't remember who you guys, but he bragged to somebody about having a Division I scholarship. And I'm thinking, dude, like you in the inner city, man, you can't go around kind of lambasting other people because they haven't done what you've done. Because people will make sure or see to it that you don't get to where you're trying to go, especially if you're gonna rub it in my face. Like I was gonna let you live, but if you want to keep reminding me that you're D1 and you're going somewhere, and then maybe I might have to do something to just be a player hater and be a crab in a bucket and bring you back with me. Um, so one of the cats that was hating on him challenged him to play one on one. So I don't think that Will should have accepted that challenge, but he's being hard headed. He feel like he got something to prove. He went and accepted that challenge. Now, when that young dude who challenged him lost the game, he threw the ball and it hit this drug dealer named Rashad. Now, if you follow my channel, you would notice that every now and then cover battle rap. Um, some names that you might see on my channel: Geechee Gotti versus Loaded Lux, New Jersey Twerk versus so and so, stuff like that. I'm really a big fan of battle rap. So the drug dealer Rashad is a battle rapper from Philly by the name of Easy the Black Captain. And forgive me because I don't know Easy's real name, so I may just refer to him as Easy the Black Captain whenever I'm referring to him. But the ball when they was celebrating because Will and his boy Trey won because it was 2-on-2. He hit Easy in the face. Who threw it? Who threw it? The dude who threw it worked for that drug dealer, but he took the spot. He left, and then that left led into a big fight. Easy went to grab Will. Will pushed him off, and when he ran up, bam, got him real good in the eye. And then as a drug dealer, you know what was finna come next. A dude who runs the block. But Trey had told Will, we need to bring a gun to this basketball game in case things go left. And so then Will pulls it out, tell him don't take another step. He says, hey man, you better kill me. If you don't kill me, you know what's gonna happen. So, um, long story short, this is the very much more serious version of what happens in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playgrounds where I spent most of my days. You know, like this is way more serious than that. Because the next day, Mama had him in the car going to the airport to Los Angeles, and it was happening so fast, Will couldn't believe it. And she just had to let him know it ain't finna be no arguments. You going to live with your Uncle Phil, your Aunt Viv, in Bel Air, California. And if this wasn't happening, you'd be in jail. And briefly, he was in jail. And as it goes, they just assumed that he was snitching because he got out. And people from the hood don't think that you could have any black family members who are rich or got friends in high places to make something happen. So automatically, I'm assuming that you're snitching. You he meets Jazz, and Jazz is from Compton, but Jazz obviously is DJ Jazzy Jeff. Um, I guess you could say he's an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, but it seems like he has his own type of system going, his own version of that is one of his hustles. He says that to live in LA, you got to have like 3 jobs to share an apartment for $2,000 a month. Um, we meet Jeffrey Thompson, house manager, so not a butler, and very much more that they made everybody younger, more handsome, and y'all will get tired of light skinned people like me always being so pro black. But I just like the fact that even Will is darker than me. There's nobody like basically my complexion on this show. They made everybody chocolate, and I really appreciated that. I'm guessing that it was conscious on Will's part. That you don't see. A lot of shows. With hue, with people of color. Like it's almost like they think in Hollywood you have to cast people that look like me to be safe. And of course, I think that's BS. Um, Aunt Viv introduces herself after Jeffrey, and she is just gorgeous. Now, the crazy thing about Viv, though, besides her being fine, if you close your eyes and watch this show, she sounds just like Janet Hubert. She talks just like her. Like, no mistake in that. So, I don't know if that was conscious, but I thought that was. I can't. Oh, so Aunt Viv asks Will, "Are you okay? Like mental health wise? It's 2002, so mental health a lot more openly than they used to when I was a kid." And Aunt Viv says, "I hope it's not too soon to ask, but are you okay, Will? With what happened? Oh, I got in one little fight. My mom got scared. Ah, that's a cold Easter egg. I got in one little fight. My mom got scared. So if you've been watching, the Fresh Prince on reruns, or you was a kid in high school like me when it came out, you laughed out loud when he said that. That was slick how to do that. Then Hillary comes in, beautiful dark skinned girl. I'm talking, oh, this is full lip. This ain't, not throwing no shade at my mixed sisters, but hey, this ain't Karen Parsons. Okay, this is, hey, and she was like 5'11", maybe 6 feet. She's a tall glass of water, and she's in love with social media, and she has 75,000 followers. You know, um, then Uncle Phil comes in, dark skin, looked like he could still play running back for NFL team. Probably 220 all muscle with the bald head, still got the beard to remind you of Uncle Phil. But he shows up. Ashley shows up with her little pretty self, 12-year-old. She might be older than that. The actress might be older than that in real life. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, don't get too disappointed. But throughout these first 3 episodes, they hardly do anything with Ashley. It's like you almost forget she's a part of the show. So if you were looking for, a lot with Ashley, you'll be disappointed. Um, they are at a function, and Will meets Carlton's ex. Before he meets Carlton, he meets Carlton's ex. Her name is Lisa. So yeah, she don't look nothing like Nia Long. Tell you something else they did. Okay, so once again, she's not my complexion. She's this beautiful dark slash light caramel complexion. But y'all know what? She got a slight double chin. Dude, that's ingenious. So she's a swimmer, but she's borderline BBW, big beautiful woman. So it's just like evident. It's like you kind of have to do a double take. You see that little bit of double chin. There's a term that they use now called body positive, and I thought that was tremendous. They're making the love interest in Will and Carlton are fighting over borderline fat chick. You know what I'm saying? And it's taking the stigma out of being overweight. And this girl ain't no like size 5 or size 6, whatever Nia Long used to be back in the days. She's clearly a size 12, clearly, if not bigger. And uh, I just think it was just so realistic and progressive for them to do that. Phil has his private talk. Will bucks up, don't call me son. Um, Trey calls back from Philly to say, easy to block, Captain, aka Rashad. He put a bag on my head, and I'm in hiding right now because they think that you snitched. Remember that they were together when it happened. Um, he promises his boy Trey, I'm gonna come back to Philly. I'm gonna straighten this out. I'm gonna talk to Rashad and basically try to save him, let him know I didn't snitch. This is how I, got out of jail. And so he calls Jazz, his new friend, the independent Uber driver. And as they trying to leave, it was so gangster. Like, this ain't the Jeffrey just doing hip hop dancing and talking in an English accent. Like, yeah, this Jeffrey makes you think that he's part of the Jamaican mafia or something. And then Uncle Phil comes out there with Jeffrey, just stops the car. Like, and Jeffrey, hands him $100 cash, like, for your trouble, like, keep it moving. And then they told him, like, no, you're not going. Um, Carlton, I didn't really get into him. He's definitely a chocolate brother, probably the darkest one on the set. I like the decision there. He kind of has a corny haircut, so that was I think that was done on purpose. And then he's short, much shorter than even Alfonso Ribeiro was. So I think that was on purpose, you know. And he's kind of telling him, "You need to hang with me to learn how to navigate going to Bel Air Academy. I kind of run the place." And even though school hasn't started yet, it starts Monday. He took him to lacrosse practice, and the white boys was in there singing Bobby Shmurda, hot agging and doing the dance. And Will said, "No, y'all can't say that." And white boy got in his face, said, "What says who? Who says I can't say it?" And they have a existential debate about that. Um, Carlton is addicted to Xannies because of his depression. BBW Beautiful Lisa lets Will know that, hey, I'm not some rich kid from Bel Air. I'm here on scholarship. And these white boys and white girls remind me every time they see me that I'm here on scholarship. Um, and something real interesting. So, since this used to be Carlton's girl, Will has taken a liking to her right away, and they are kissing. And Carlton can't tell that they kiss from a distance. He just knows that they're talking. So he goes over to Will and pushes him in the pool. And when he does that, it's just like Get Out. He was in a sunken place. And I don't think he can swim. So he would have died if it not been for Leslie to go in there and get him. So he gets out that water, he rocks his white friend's face, and then he beats the brakes off of Carlton. That's how that episode ended. So I'm already 20 minutes in and I got all these notes. So you know what? We're not gonna go all the rest of these notes. We're just gonna go with my thoughts. Maybe I'll go for 3 more minutes and we can wrap this up for 25 minutes. And in that way, it's a spoiler review 100% for episode number one. And then for episode two and three, I'm just kind of giving you my thoughts. Um, this is some very good acting. Um, you got to prepare yourself mentally. It's not a whole lot of laughs. It's like I said, this is about as thugged out a version of Bel Air as you're gonna get, and you're dealing with Uncle Phil, who is trying to maintain his street credibility, even though he comes from the country in North Carolina originally. Still wants to maintain his credibility with black men. He's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, and he tries to go on Big Boy's radio show, and Big Boy's kind of questioning, "Are you a real brother?" Um, Aunt Viv's biggest thing in life is that she was an actress. I mean, excuse me, she's an artist, and she put that on hold when she had her babies, and she's having regrets about that. And her friends are telling her that you need to get back out there. Hillary's big thing, besides social media, is that she wants to be a chef, but she's in a position where she's kind of bucking back at authority. She wants to do things her way, and she doesn't really want the help of her father, despite all the money and resources that they have. Will, in addition to navigating dealing with Carlton's ex, is also trying to continue his basketball career. Obviously, pulling a gun out and arrested. I'm not sure if the scholarship to VCU is still on the table, but that's the kind of stuff they would take the scholarship away. And so he's real cocky towards the head coach of Bel Air Academy. But then he kind of realizes I have to try out for the team and I have to share the ball and I can't be being cocky on the court and showboating. So he's kind of maturing, at least through that. And the third episode is not as good as the first two, but I see a lot of potential with this show. Um, it was a situation where I was kind of thinking, it might be a seven. It's closer to an 8.5, a nine. You know, um, put it this way: if people criticize the show or say they don't like the show, I will be very interested in hearing why. What is the explanation? But, ladies and gentlemen, for the first 3 episodes, this is a home run. They knocked it out of the park, and I can't wait till next week. Um, Hopefully, they don't give you 3 more episodes. We can just go episode by episode. But what a great thing to see on Super Bowl Sunday. And once again, Will Smith, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, you did it again, homie.